Make a living.
Yeah,
Crypto is on the rise, making that dough in the crypto paradigm. Watching it go, buying low, selling high. Riding the wave, I'm here to stay, living in the digital age. No banks, no fees, just decentralized. It's crypto paradise. Ooh. No banks, no fees.
Alrighty, what is going on, my friends, surf members, and DJs around the world? What's going on? Happy Monday, happy new week, and it is a big week for crypto. We have the FOMC this week, likely going to be determining not only some massive pumps or dumps or a combination of those in the crypto markets, but the broader TradFi markets, as well as the overall economy in the U.S. And the world alike. You've got the round 2 of the TDS airdrop is going to be going out this week. And you've got your very first episode of Going Deep with Web3 Nate. So you're welcome. This is a brand new live stream, brand new video type, new content type that we're going to be doing every Monday and Friday in the morning, at least in the morning my time. I am in a different part of the world from the boys in the Western Hemisphere, and thought it'd be good to hit some different time zones, as well as get a little different kind of mix on the content here. So while the evening live streams are still going to be going on, or you know, the morning live streams if you are in Western Hemisphere. But anyways, those are still going to be going on, still going to be covering news, alpha updates. But that format is typically, you know, us discussing current events, covering some alpha, looking at some charts. And this is going to be a little more like some of the pre-recorded videos that we've made previously, where we have one or two topics that we're really diving into, taking a look at a project, taking a look at a new tech, taking a look at a breaking news story, and really breaking it down, getting into the nitty-gritty, getting into some of the details. Whereas typically in the live stream, the other live streams, you know, we're just kind of covering some alpha, covering some news stories, not going too deep on anything, doing more of a general market update. Where here we're going to be, as the title suggests, going deep with Web3 Nate. So thank you everybody that is tuning in. We are now live on YouTube. We are live on X. And if you want to pop into the Crypto Paradise Telegram group, we are live there as well. So welcome. Happy Monday. Happy new week. We got a big week here. FOMC coming up. We've been talking about this. Right now, the big question is Jerome Powell going to cut by 25 basis points or by a whopping 50 basis points? I think everybody is expecting the 25 base point is a guarantee. So if we get that, likely nothing too crazy with the markets. Probably can continue to see alts pumping up here this week. But should we either not get a cut at all, or if we should get a 50 basis point cut, that's where we're really going to see some fireworks. Myself personally, I'm staying out of it. I don't do much trading, as you know, anyways. So I am just going to continue to DCA and hodl. We've talked a bit about, you know, what we think is going to happen in the next couple months. Personally, I think that they're going to cut rates, they're going to pivot, and like has happened pretty much every time they have pivoted and started cutting rates, the next month is bearish. We will see a pullback, and then for the next year, it is quite bullish. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. Obviously, there's going to be some dips along the way outside of the initial dip there, but that is what I'm thinking we are in for, ladies and germs. So what are we talking about today? As the title suggests, we are going to be doing a deep dive on our good friends over at VOX Finance, taking a look at their platform. It is a lot more than a simple DeFi platform, as I previously thought. I was looking at it, went and decided, okay, I got to prep for this. Let's take a look at what they got to offer here. These guys are doing all kinds of stuff here. So originally when I started playing around with this and in the previous videos that you have seen, I've been looking at just the farms here. And we're definitely going to cover the farms. They have a lot of great opportunities. I've been staking there in the past for both, I believe, on VOX and Increase or VOX, excuse me, VOX and Hype. I don't remember, but I've been taking a stab at some earning some rewards there with those two. But it's a whole lot more than just the staking pools and the farms here. They've got their own bubbles. They've got a crypto ranking system for assets on Pulse Chain. They've got a portfolio tracker. They've got a bridge. They got their own swap. I mean, they got a ton of stuff here. We're going to cover all of that and more. We're also going to talk about how what impermanent loss is and how you need to take that into consideration when you are doing farming. You know, always want to be educated and understand, you know, when you're looking at things like what do we got, 323.59% APY on Surf and Vox. Amazing pool, by the way. Love that. One of the, I mean, so what's that compounding daily? You're earning almost 1% a day. That's insane. And if you're compounding that, yeah, again, every day, compounding up to almost 324%, that's passive income. That's easy money right there. But you need to understand the risks involved when you're offering LP on an AMM and how those work. So we're going to cover a little bit of that. Again, we're doing more of a deep dive here. But going to be taking a look at all of that and more. Before we hop into that, let me go ahead and make sure I am sharing this across the interwebs here as we are now live and streaming. Feel free to, if you're on YouTube, you can drop comments. I will see those. We can put those up on screen. And we're working on being able to do the same on X and Telegram. So we, as I mentioned, we are now live on Telegram as well. Anyway, so VOX Finance on Pulse Chain, ecosystem partners over there with us, with Emit Farms, with a bunch of the other OGs in the space. Discover the future of DeFi. Earn and grow your crypto portfolio seamlessly. They've got over $1 million US dollars in total liquidity, over $500,000 in yield generated, and over 1 million tokens burnt. Some great stats for an up-and-coming early DeFi project. VOX is built for transparency, innovation, and growth. Number one, burnt liquidity, permanent and verifiable. They've got their burn address available for anybody that wants to go check that out. Automated yields, rewards without staking, just by holding the VOX and the Hype tokens. We're going to dive into the tokenomics here in a minute, but much like Surf, just by holding the token, you're going to be getting rewards back into your wallet automatically. You don't need to stake them. So another great benefit of the VOX ecosystem there. What else we got here? Ooh, I lost my page. I was sharing on the other page there. No, that's not the one we're looking for. Here we go. DeFi 3.0, no staking your lockups required. And accelerated contracts boost your ecosystem health with buy and burn mechanics. Lots of different options to earn yield on here. As you can see, Pulse Inc., PulseX, Hex, Surf's on there as we've looked at before. Lots of great, a lot of your favorite Pulse Chain assets. You got Vox Farms, Hype Farms, Increase Farms, and a new one. This one I actually haven't seen yet, Hexamo Farms. Take a look at the tokens, bubbles, rank, portfolio. So before we dive into the farms here, I want to take a look at some of their other stuff. You can see a lot on their products here, all the different stake to earn possibilities there, a few of them, not all of them. But let's hop over to Bubbles. This is a really cool tool. Just kind of get a market at a glance look here. Boom, there she is. This is some of the these are the Pulse Chain assets here. And my oh my, what do we got? So who's the big winner for today? And you can move these around here. You've probably seen some of these bubble maps before. I love them. Cool stuff. Big winners so far looks like pulling a few of these other ones here. Get out of there. Yeah, EHEX up almost 21%, Fame up 14%, Jade up 12%, a couple other winners up almost into the double digits here. And you can also see the losers. Ouch. LQTY liquidity, I'm imagining. Down almost 83%. No idea what's happened there. Looks like some of the meme coins here. Greed and Chad. We've got Mew, Peasy, all down. What do we got here? I'm not sure what that one is, but you can actually, this is another great feature. By clicking on any of these assets, it's going to bring you right to their, I believe this is Dex Tools or Dex Screener. You can check out all the stats. Remember, got the Guy Fawkes mask there. 70K market cap, 21K liquidity, all your contract addresses and stuff here. But anyways, this map, super cool tool to get a quick glance at what's hot in the market on any given day, what's the market's trends are doing overall. And again, I love the feature. Boom, click any asset and it's going to pull up their Dex Screener here. And you'll be able to see what is going on here. So this looks like, I don't know, what is liquidity? Don't show this again, I understand. Continue to Telegram. Oops, I didn't want Telegram. I want their website. We are verifying your browser. Liquidity, Go Pulse. What are you? Looks like maybe another staking platform of sorts. GoPulse.com. 8.4% of supply burnt. Okay, so it looks like this is cutting edge blockchain. Some with Ethereum. Okay, so this is maybe a staking platform, but also a deck scanner, I'm guessing, for Pulse Chain. Anyways, down bad today. Not looking great. But those are the Pulse Bubbles. Very, very cool tool here. Love to see that. I had not seen that anywhere else. Rank. Great, great tool here. Ranking all of the Pulse assets. You can also search for them here, giving you some of the basic stats. This is based on liquidity in US dollars. So PLSX, almost 10 million in liquidity. Wrap PLS, almost 5.5 we got here. Helgo, I haven't heard of this one, 5.1. But again, as always, click this. Boom, Dex Screener. Gonna get all the information that you need right there. I have to come back and check this out. I've never heard of Helgo, but obviously popular token there. Hex, Doubt, looks like maybe another meme coin on there. Obviously crushing it. 3.3 million in liquidity. Let's see what their market cap is. 6.4 million market cap. No doubt, for sure. Love it. But yeah, again, great tool for hunting for tokens, finding out more about your favorite token, where it lines up in here. Some basic stats on the volume, how old it is. Doubt 224 days, coming up on a year here before too long. Liquidity, etc. You can obviously change these around. Lowest liquidity by age. You can sort by any of the stuff you want here. Change 24 hours. Liquidity down. What do we got here? EHEX, Rex. Interesting. Fame, Jade. Lots of tokens on the move on Pulse Chain. Obviously, you can search as well. But yeah, helpful research tool here if you're hunting for gems on Pulse Chain. Infrastructure is always the first stuff, the most important stuff to come on a new network like this. So love what VOX is doing here, providing some very, very helpful tools. This is possibly my favorite one. Now, I have not logged in with my wallet yet I mean, obviously I'm not going to dox myself, but this is a really cool tool here. So let's go ahead and make an account quick. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. All right. You can add, you don't have to connect your wallet. You can actually add any address that you want here, and it's going to take a look at all the various assets you've had in there, what their percentages are in terms of gains and loss all time, 7-day. You can do this. But I was going to show you your activity, the DApps you've connected with. You can adjust your settings in here, but it's going to show you, you can look at different tokens specifically, liquidity pairs, but it's going to show you your profit and loss on the different assets that you have. Did you sell too soon? Did you time the markets perfectly? This is a super great tracker, especially because of the a lot of these fee-based tokens. It can be hard to know where you're sitting. Making all these transactions. A portfolio tracker like this is a huge help. I have not seen this anywhere else on Pulse Chain either. Got my carrot juice this morning. Cheers. Shout out to the coffee lady downstairs at my apartment. But portfolio tracker, awesome, absolutely crucial tool here. provided by VOX. They have integrated a bridge on their platform. And give it a second here. There we go. They've got a bridge on the platform here. It is the Pulse Chain bridge we're all very familiar with. Bridge from Ethereum or other assets into Pulse Chain here. And a swap feature against the PulseX swap right on the VOX website, all built in there. Their devs do a great job. All this works very, very smooth and seamlessly. No issues. Don't need to send you offsite. Obviously, you can connect your wallet. You've got your check out their socials here. But I mean, when you look at this, VOX is a one-stop shop for everything you need for DeFi on the PulseX chain. I think the only thing it doesn't have is a scanner, right? A DEX or a network scanner there. But other than that, you've got your bridge, you've got trades, you've got swaps, portfolio tracker, token ranking, token bubbles, you got all your farms. So really, really not only comprehensive, but powerful tools here. Again, shout out to the VOX team, long-term partners of ours. Love what they're building over there. Let's see. What else? Obviously, the farms are a big factor here. Let's start though by, where does it talk about? Maybe it's on. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so each token here has a little bit different purpose. So this is their VOX token. Pairs for their farms. VOX is their native platform token that they use for gas, etc. Their native utility token, excuse me. A lot of great pairs on here. You can do single-sided VOX staking. This is your safest bet here. 16.7% annual. Again, keep in mind, when we're looking at traditional markets are happy if they can get, 8% a year. They're ecstatic if they get 10% a year. You can stake VOX and passively earn 16% a year. Tell your parents you're earning almost 17% a year on your portfolio. Are you winning, son? You're damn right I am, Pops. Surfing VOX, Surfing Brian, Surfing Inc., Surfing Die, PulseX, PLS, WBTC, all sorts of great assets and opportunities on here. Some stats. Currently Pulse at 3 cents USD. Total supply just under 1.7 million. They burnt more than 50,000 VOX, worth total of $1,200. 123,000 almost in USDT staked in these VOX farms. Definitely go check them out. Super easy, like any other staking platform you ever use. Going to connect your wallet here. You're going to approve whatever amount that you want to stake, and then you're going to stake it 1 or 2 transactions in your wallet. Your MetaMask pop up there, and Bob's your uncle. Super easy stuff. The hype pool. So what is hype? Hype is derived from the Greek hyper, above, and ion, going. Translates to he who strides above, or watcher from on high. As a titan among protocols, Hyperion is a decentralized, self-sustaining, high-yield, and hyper-deflationary ecosystem driven by cutting-edge VOX Hyperion technology and ultimate game theory, enhancing the value of the entire VOX ecosystem. So their yield mechanics. Yields and fees are periodically swapped for PLSX via PulseX V2 with the following allocations. Liquidity enhancement, 5% of the yield. A VOX burn, 5% of the yield is used to burn VOX tokens sent to, here's their burn address. You can find that on their website. A PLSX burn, 5.5% of PLX is sent to the same wallet and burned. Yield distribution, 80% of PLSX is distributed to hyper holders and LP providers. And liquidity providers for PLS hype share up to 4x on rewards. So how does this fit into their overall ecosystem? 1, it's burning more VOX. 2, it's burning PLSX. And 3, the 80% of that PLSX is redistributed to the holders. And again, PLS hype stakers, liquidity providers, same thing, can earn up to 4x rewards on that. So here's your kind of a short fee, how the fees are generated. Burn, 1% of hype tokens are sent to this address, so there is a 5.5% token tax on this, and 4.5% of tokens are sent to contracts. So this is how those yield mechanics are broken down. So 4.5% on every transaction is then split up here. 1% is automatically burned. So no fees on transfers, just on transactions. Taking a look at some stats. I'm going to open up my screen a little more here so we can see that. Total yield, almost 230 million PLSX has been generated by the staking of hype here. Almost 13.5 million has been burnt, and there's nothing pending on the yields there. What do we got here? Let's take a look. Almost 4 cents for the VOX token here, or excuse me, the hype token. Burned, as we mentioned before, over 12 million. You got Ink and Hype at 325% almost. You got Hex and Hype, Dying Hype, stablecoin staking there at 300, almost 301%. Fantastic stuff. A lot of great pools here. Also, we need to give you a little bit of caution as always. Let's take a look here. We'll get into talking about impermanent loss. Let's go with hype. No. Symbol. Hype. Well, I didn't say I was an expert at using their tools. Let's see here. Oops, too far. I know the alphabet though. H, Y, not on here. Okay, maybe they don't have all the assets listed. Maybe there's some criteria I don't know about. But we'll go over to Dex Screener. Looks like we got Pulse Chain already up here. 21 minutes in already. Time flies when you're having fun. All right, let's go. Hype. Boom, here we are. Hype, USDC market cap. That is not the correct one. That's, yeah, never mind. Hyperion. Here we are. That's what we wanted. All right, so yes, this is what we want to look at here. Market cap, 34,000, okay? So, need to understand, this is a small protocol. This is an early stage protocol. So, there are going to be obviously risks involved with that. But at 34K, the way I look at that, okay, is it going to go a lot lower? Very unlikely. Not a lot, of room left to go down. But what's the upside? If this goes to $1 million market cap, which is nothing in this industry, when also in full bull mode, when ETH is pumping and PulseX is pumping, or Pulse's chain is pumping, $1 million market cap are still tiny projects in this industry. What's that then? Let's see. Hype goes to, well, that's not going to help us. Where do we want here? Some quick crypto math. Some bullshit crypto math. This isn't exactly right. Divided by 34,000. It's roughly a 30x. Let's just call it a 30x. I'm gonna have that. I'll take a 30x. But just keep in mind, high risk, high reward on these kind of things here. Increase pools. Again, come in here and take a look. You can read about what is increase, how does it work in their system. This was a 6% fee on it, 1% burn, 5% goes to the yield. You can see how those yields are broken down again. Burning VOX, burning ink, yield distribution, same kind of stuff here. A lot of great pools, almost 400% on the most and increase pool there. Pretty tasty stuff. And then increase here. Oh, we're already on increase. And the last one here, this one's got a 7.5% tax. So getting pretty high in the tax here. But again, pumping out the rewards. Here's your yield mechanics on 6% of that. Again, the most pool is the most rewarding at almost 555%. Guys, these are ludicrous yields. Tasty stuff, guys. Only $266 in TVL here. So that means you put $300 in here. You've got over half of the rewards in this entire pool that are coming straight to you. So check it out. Very cool stuff here. Shout out to VOX. Like I said, not just a staking platform as I previously thought. Lots of great DeFi tools that you can use on these, on Pulse Chain. A lot of stuff that Pulse Chain needed. My favorite is probably the portfolio tracker. I'm going to be using that. Keep better track of my assets on Pulse Chain. No, I'm not going to log in and show you my wallet address. Sorry. But, all right, real quick. Let's talk about impermanent loss calculator. So what is impermanent loss? You want to check your Make sure you got the AMM type. Oh, shoot. I don't know. Let's just keep it basic and say Uniswap 50/50. All right. Anyways. So yeah, your weightage is usually going to be split 50/50. That's kind of what you're looking at here. But let's take what is LP staking? Kind of a quick, broad lesson here. What are we worried about with impermanent loss? So impermanent loss is when you are staking to provide liquidity for a token, and one of those tokens takes off and the other one doesn't or doesn't take off as much. What happens then to the money that you already staked in this pool? So what is an AMM? How does it work? An AMM is a automatic market maker. It's how DEXs work. On a centralized exchange, you have order books and market makers that create the market for you to be able to constantly trade, and there's to keep money on the platform. So when I want to come in and swap out of an asset, I have the ability to do so because there is money to be withdrawn, right? So they have companies on the centralized entities on the back end, keeping the order book loaded up so that you can go in there and swap. Now, how do they do that when it's meant to be decentralized, right? When there is no centralized authority that's going to be putting the money in and maintaining these things. It's all smart contract based. Well, that's where they came up with the beauty of an automatic market maker. An automatic market maker, you can pull up the equation, but essentially what it does is you're going to match two assets together. So let's just take VOX, for example, in this case, and DAI, right? Stablecoin. You're going to put those both into the pool. Now, when people want to trade that token, I come in and say, I've got DAI. I'm going to add that to the pool, and I'm going to take out some VOX, right? And that's based on the exchange rate that it's currently swapping for, and how it affects the pool weight when you put it in. Again, there's a simple calculation, you can pull it up, but essentially you start with 10 and 10, or sorry, that wouldn't be the best way to say it. $10 worth of each asset, so 10 DAI and whatever however many VOX it takes to equal $10, and then it's balanced. Well, now if I'm going to add more DAI to that, and I'm going to take out the VOX, it's going to change the price of the asset, right? So that's essentially how these automatic market making pools, or these AMMs work. Is they're keeping the balance, and that affects the price, right? So by having more liquidity for your token, that's why it's important, because the more liquidity you have, the less the price potentially is affected by trades coming in and out. So if you want to gain the benefits of that, like we just looked with the VOX platform, they provide yields to people to incentivize them to stick money in that AMM liquidity pool, right? So now if I have my two tokens in there, I remember I started out $10 worth of DAI and $10 worth of VOX putting into that pool. But now people have come in, they've traded a bunch, and the price of VOX takes off, right? Well, DAI, it's pegged to the US dollar. It's not going anywhere. It's staying at 1. So asset 2 is going to be DAI in this case. It's going to have a 0%. And we're going to say, so VOX, what is VOX at right now? Let's see what their market, here we are. So VOX is at a $40,000 market cap. So let's say they go to 400K, right? They get a nice 10x, right? So we're going to go 1,000%, okay? Now, I've just made a huge gain on my VOX that I staked, right? I just got a 10x on my VOX. Remember, I had $10 worth of each put in there, so my VOX should now be worth $100. I'm excited. I'm going to go pull that out. But I pull it out, and there's only $60 in there. That ain't right. What's happened? Well, again, you got to keep in mind, as the price of one asset goes up, you have to keep the pool balanced, right? So the AMM is selling off one asset to stock up on the other asset so that they can stay balanced and continue to make trades available, liquid, for people that are coming in and want to swap it. So you can see here, my permanent loss, I've lost almost 45%. So I would actually have less than $60. I have like $55. But I'm expecting 100, right? Many people that are new to DeFi have gotten hit with this and been pissed, not understanding what impermanent loss is. So something else to consider when you are, staking in these pools, you need to look at what the pairs are, right? If you're looking at something like the VOX Surf pool, right? Both micro caps, both have the ability to pump really hard, right? So if VOX goes up, a 10x here, and let's say, we'll say Surf goes up 5x, right? You're not losing as much, right? But you're always going to need to keep this in mind here. You know, if you think, you know, you got, oh, wow, VOX just did a 10X, it hit 400K. I'm going to go, you know, pull out and have all this, you know, this nice 10X on what I put in there. I put 10 bucks in, I'm about to get 100 bucks out. Permanent loss, my friend, and permanent loss. So one more thing to factor in when you're thinking of that, when you're looking at this kind of stuff here, 351%, 352% yield is tasty, but timing is also important. If you think VOX is about to blow up, maybe exercise a little caution. Also think about the pairs that you're putting in here, right? The volatility of both assets in there can drastically affect how much you're going to be able to get out of there. So, you know, VOX DAI might seem simple. Hey, easy to calculate. You know, DAI is stable. It is, but we've seen what happens. You get that 10X here and DAI doesn't move. You lost 45% of your earnings there in there, right? So now you lost 45%, but at 158% staking, rewards, you know, if you've had it in there for what would that be, a quarter of a year, right? So if you had it in there for 3 months already, you're even, right? So that's kind of the win, the yin and the yang of these pools here. The higher the APY, you know, you're compounding daily there, you're gonna probably be able to make up for that impermanent loss in your yield, right? You know, hope that other asset chases. You hope the VOX does a 10X and Surf does a 5X. You're down 23%, but hey, you've been staking for half a year. You've already made, you know, 100 and 200% at that point. So you're laughing. You know, that 20% is just a little blip on the radar. But guys, hope you learned something from this. There's lots of impermanent loss calculators out here. Just Google impermanent loss. You know, DeFi Daily's got a good one as well. Token A, put the price in here. Token B, put the price in here. So it'll show you the results. So let's say token 1 and VOX was worth 3 cents, and then token A is worth $1, and VOX is a 10X. Now it's worth 30 cents. So $500 of token A and $500 token B would have been held. $500 of token A, and you would now have 16,660 of token B. If you had held it. If value held, you'd have 5,500, right? A little over a 10X. Nice. Now, if you were providing it as liquidity, you are only going to have 3,162 because of impermanent loss. This might be a little easier calculator for some of you to use because you're putting in prices. You're not having to figure out percentage of change and blah, blah, blah. You just slapping prices in here, and it gives you a nice little kind of story to help you to understand what impermanent loss is. But again, it gives us the same result, 42.5% roughly lost there. So check out some of these tools to make sure you understand the risks involved when you are staking. But guys, absolutely go check out VOX. Stellar DeFi platform, not just farms like I thought before. Great, the bubble maps. You got your ranking system, portfolio, super powerful. You bridge, you swap all in one without leaving their platform. Able to connect a wallet. I've used this platform myself many times. We trust these guys. We know them. Nothing is foolproof in this industry, so always, enter at your own risk. But if you believe in Pulse Chain, if you believe in DeFi on Pulse Chain, highly recommend you go check out VOX and see what you can do to earn yourself some tokens. That took way more time. Maybe I probably rambled a bit too much there, but that took a little bit more time than I was expecting to take up here with that part of the segment. So I'm going to save the Surf dashboard for Friday. I got some other things I want to look at on Friday, including what do we see with rate cuts? Because everybody's like, rate cuts are bullish, right? Rate cuts are bullish. They make the markets pump like crazy, right? They're going to cut rates. Money is going to come flowing back in. We looked at M2 supply at astronomical rates. Warren Buffett sitting on $380 billion. Like, that's when the money starts coming back in, is when they start cutting the rates. Yes, that is true, but it is not an instantaneous effect. In fact, if you go back and you look throughout history, the first month after a rate cut, or a pivot, I should say, a federal FOMC pivot, going from being, holding rates or moving rates up, turning to cutting rates, there's almost always at least a 1 month, sometimes as long as 3 months, downturn in the markets before they then pump to the upside. So, we could very likely be in for a little bit of a bumpy end of September into October. Personally, I think that's when it's going to happen. but do your own research. We'll talk a little bit more about that on Friday. Last thing I wanted to cover quick, make sure to jump in there, join the Telegram group. You can click the link on the screen right there on YouTube. I think you might be able to click the link on X as well. Don't know. Click the link. You can join the Telegram group. That's where you're going to find out about things like the TDS Torres airdrop. We got round 2 going out within this week. Will be distributed to all the wallet holders. If you are a part of the airdrop, that list has been published already. If you haven't received even your first round yet, there's 1 or 2 stragglers out there that have yet to confirm their wallets with us. So ping our admin Danny in the group. Let him know you haven't received that. If you are not on the list, please do not ping anybody. We've been over this many times. The list has been finalized long ago. There's nothing we can do to change it now. If you missed out, I'm sorry, you snooze, you lose. You got to be more active in the group there if you want to be able to cash in on the rewards. We've also got some other giveaways coming up here, as well as lots more great news, market insights. We just had our first DAO pre-sale opportunity in the Surf DAO. Shout out to the Surf DAO. Previously, we've been our first big opportunity for the DAO members was the Frontier Fund. Frontier Fund still crushing it, out there earning more than 1% a day right now. But we've had an opportunity to get a pre-sale allocation for Quants, a great project getting ready to launch here, I believe, in like 10 days. I think to launch on the 25th. We secured a last-minute allocation for the Surf DAO. Those guys, Quants has been working with us for, over a year now. Really hardworking team. They are in the AI DeFi category. They have trading vaults. They're doing absolutely stellar. I think their current vault, their main vault, is doing like 23% a year. So way better than the traditional markets. It is kind of a set and forget option for you. Their AI will advise you on different, analyze your wallet, give you different investing strategies, and then they has the different vaults you can invest and stake in right there to earn passive yield while their AI is tinkering in the background. They've got different risk portfolios for you there, but definitely a cool app. Definitely something I am looking forward to using myself. But they have their token is launching very soon, and we'll be talking more about that on the evening streams there. But anyways, guys, if you did tune in, thank you so much. This is our first episode of Going Deep with Web3 Nate. Sorry if I got a little long-winded there. It's the first one. Still working out a few kinks. We'll tighten things up, have it a little bit better for Friday, and we'll keep improving each and every day. That's what it's all about, and that's what Crypto Paradise is about getting out of that 9 to 5. Taking step by step, day by day. It isn't going to happen overnight, but you build those skills. You start networking with quality people. You start DCAing just like DCA. You build bit by bit by bit. Pretty soon you got a big old bag and the markets are pumping. We want to do the same thing with your life, bit by bit, 1% better every day. Learn a little bit more. Get better. We're all improving ourselves. We're on this journey with you. So is the whole Crypto Paradise community. Again, join the chat group on Telegram. If you can't click the link here, if you're on X, go to our X page. It's right there at the top in our bio. You can go to the website and find everything on the website. And we'll be checking out the website and the new dashboard as well on Friday. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. We got another live stream in about 10 hours or so. Come back. We're doing market updates. And then we'll see you on Friday for another deep dive with Nate, where we're going to be covering the crypto or the Surf dashboard, talking about the Surf DAO, how you can get yourself involved, and talking about the rate cuts. We'll know by then whether or not we're getting 25 basis points, 50 basis points, or no cut, and we're dead. We're all dead. And what are the effects of that going to be? How many rate cuts do we think we're going to get this in the next calendar year? Not this year. Well, we'll talk about that too. And what are the effects? What can we expect in the traditional markets, the overall economy, as well as in the crypto markets? That's it for me, guys. I am a Web3 Nate. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, share, do all the things on all the platforms. It really helps us out, helping us out, helps you out, or lets us help you out, doing more giveaways in the mini app, doing giveaways, airdrops, new partnerships, all that kind of stuff, trying to give back to the community. So thanks again for tuning in. And remember, if it's not your keys, well, it's not your crypto, my friends. So stay safe out there, because wag me, baby. We'll see you on the next one.